everybody's there. All right. And so, all right. So as mission SUAS pilot or technicians, knowledge of the CAP grid system is essential. So our grid system is built on the matrix of parallels of latitude and meridians of longitude, as we just discussed. And it's based on the sectional aeronautical charts. And we're going to talk more about those charts on Wednesday. For tonight, we're just going to take we're just going to use ours as a basis, and just this is an introduction. So to start the sectional chart system, we divide the United States into 37 separate areas. So you can see, you know, there's Seattle, Great Falls, Billings, Twin Cities, each one of them has a name. And you'll notice that it's also, for the most part, it's pretty concentric in how it's split up. Now we take a look at that. Yep.
Do we need to do the poll for 0204 for attendance?
Oh, shoot, yes. You know what? And we're going to do that. Good. Thank you for that. 0204 launch poll. Look at that. I don't even have to wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Jerry, I went out and joined on my iPad now.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, you'll also notice that we took over a lot of Nova Scotia too. Pretty much the entire province of Nova Scotia is in our grid system. It was the only way we could include Maine.
I mean, to be fair, Canada's just a hat waiting for us to take it over. So
yeah, we're not going to talk about that, Chris.
Wait, this is recorded.
All right, we've got. Oh, I got one person that hasn't voted.
Vote.
It might be me or no.
Oh, could be yes. Because are you in on your iPad and your phone now, sir?
I hung up on the phone.
Okay. Everybody's voted?
Yes, sir.
Nobody's gone to hydrate themselves, dehydrate themselves, and miss the vote?
No, but I had to go put my cat in timeout.
Trust me, at his age, you're going to be doing that a lot.
No, he was getting a bit too mouthy, literally.
I mean, it could always be worse. One of my friends has a cat that will chew through the video camera cord whenever he has a test. Not, any other time, but when he has a test or like Zoom meeting that he needs for, he always finds the cords shoots through.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I have some cords coming out my TV that I'm just.
There we go. All right. There we go. And whoops, cancel. Get that down. There we go. All right. So as you can see, we've also taken some of Mexico in there. For the tip of Texas. Somebody's really humming. If you wouldn't mind just muting your mic there. There we go. Thank you. So you can see where we take, and especially ironically enough, we're going to be talking about Lake Huron today. And if you take a look, a great portion of Lake Huron actually is part of Ontario from Canada. There's more of Ontario than there is there, but this is the grid table for the continental United States. So this table shows the names and the latitude and the longitude boundaries of each section. So if we take a look, for example, of the Seattle, it's at 49 degrees north, 44 degrees, 30 minutes north is the southern grid limit. So it's actually 4.5 degrees is basically what we're talking about here. It's at 125 degrees west, and the east grid is at 117 degrees. And then inside, there's a total of 576 grids. We're going to get to that in a second. I'm going to show you how that works. So this shows us all of the current grids that we have. Okay. Notice on the sectional that we have 4 of them that overlap in Michigan. Depending on which area you wish to search, you're either going to need the Green Bay sectional, the Lake Huron sectional, the Chicago sectional, or the Detroit sectional. So I'm in Sault Ste. Marie. So let's take a look at Lake Huron sectional. This is the Lake Huron sectional. And as you can see, it breaks down. We've got part of the eastern UP, and we've got a good portion of the upper of the thumb part, some of the thumb, and the northern portion of the lower peninsula. So as you can see, it's broken down even further into a pattern of alphanumeric grids, and each square grid is approximately 3/4 of a degree. Now, if we take 3/4 of a degree, we know how many minutes there are in a degree. We know how many seconds there are in a minute. How many minutes would be in that square? So if we were to take a look and we're saying it's 3/4 of a degree, how many minutes are we talking?
45, sir.
45 minutes.
45, exactly. Right on. So we look at the sectional, check where we want to take a closer look. So for our purposes, we're going to look at grid A3. So lots of information there. But the one thing I want you to take away tonight is that each one of the sections, each one of that grid is now broken up into a section, and each section is broken down into 7.5 degrees. So each one of these is 7.5. So how many minutes?
About 11 or 12.
15 minutes. Right?
Enough.
30 minutes would be 15 degrees. 45 degrees. 45 minutes is 3/4. So if you keep going down, when you're talking by 7.5 degrees, you're talking 15 minutes. So for example, this area would go from 46 degrees at the southern part to 46.30. So 46 points to 46 degrees, 45 minutes at the very top. Right? There's your 45 minutes. Oops. So each grid is then numbered, and you can see here grids 193, 194, 195, 196. So we're going to take a closer look at 194. You'll note that the section is broken down even further into quadrants with these dotted lines. The quadrants are then identified alphabetically A through D. So starting with the northwest quadrant, we have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. Now comes the fun part. When using a sectional chart the size of the USA, we need to have some sort of naming system. So if we wanted to search for a lost family in the Delirium Wilderness area of the eastern UP, we need to know what sectional to get. So let's get started. Remember the grid table near the beginning of this? Here it is, a little bit bigger. So what's the identifier for the Lake Huron sectional?
LHN.
LHN, correct. So we start with the sectional identifier. Okay. So next we need the grid identifier. That's the number we say in each, how many minute grid?
7 minute.
7.5.
How much is this?
15 minutes. It's 7.
15 minutes, right. So what's the grid number?
194 or 194.
194, exactly. So now we have identified the grid. Let's add it to our name. Okay, we've added the grid number. Now we need one final identifier. What quadrant is our objective found?
Charlie.
Charlie.
In Charlie, correct, right? We're looking for the delirium wilderness found. So there we go. We found them, or at least where we look for them. So our search assignment area would be given as LHN 194C.
And you can actually break the C down into another A, B, C, D.
And you could, yes. And we're ironic. And it's funny, they don't talk about that one. And where I get my grids that didn't go down that far, but yet you're absolutely right. And thank you for bringing that up, whoever did. It's further, it would go AA, AB, AC, AD. And so if you've got your grid system that goes down that far, you certainly can use that. So where do you get your charts? Well, sectionals become outdated very, very quickly in today's expanding and ever-changing world. So it's more efficient to have downloadable options. Cap sectionals can be found for a fee at this link. And I'm just going to pop up a link here in the chat.
Would ForeFlight be a valid option, or do they not have SAR options?
ForeFlight would be better.
They actually have both. They have these, and they have our cap grids, which you can overlay. They are $14.95, or you can buy actual aeronauticals for $9.95. And I've just put the link for that in the chat for those that want to take a look at that. Okay.
And
And as I said,
Sir, I
You
think you
didn't
just
send
sent
it,
it.
everybody.
Yeah, I think you sent it to someone specific.
oh, I did. Let's try that again. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. All right. So as I said, they're for a fee at this address. And again, if you look at this at the top, when you join under member benefits, it allows us to have that cap. I guess the cap charts looking at it.
No.
So there's also an ability to buy a subscription. They are $29.95, and basically every time it upgrades, you're allowed an upgrade, and it's $20, but you pay an annual fee. I figure I bought mine a while back, and I figure it's probably still going to be good for at least 3 or 4 years. I'll worry about buying another one. I have it as an Adobe file, and then as an Adobe file, I can drill down as I need to.
So, question, sir.
Yeah.
Some of the maps, actually quite a few of them, overlap with each other.
Yep. Because again, the actual grids don't, but some of them actually do, just because of the nature of, we want to make sure that we don't lose anything in the translation. So when we're at the very farthest border of a map, we don't want to lose anything over that. So yeah. So as I said, they're $14.95 per sectional, and that's the 36 big sectionals, right? So I mean, I don't recommend that you buy all of them unless you plan on doing some SAR down in, down in Colorado or Florida, or over out in Washington. Just stick to the one that you need at the time, and as I said, download it when you need it. However, your unit or group may also have a subscription, or which would eliminate the cost. There's no shareable wing subscriptions at this time. All right. Question. Any other questions?